gang violence and other kind of violence.
Get away! I could be at work, at school, in my car, and I can still get shot by the police, but I can get shot anywhere.
So it is what it is.
What's good, Shadow Realm? It's a Black Gen Z Mindset. Make sure you go ahead and like, comment, share, subscribe. Let's get into the video.
Retail theft has been a major issue in the Bay Area. Now the state is giving out millions of dollars to cities to help fight organized retail crime. Today, local law enforcement officials talked about how that money could be a game changer.
We have a whole lot more work to do. Currently, the SFPD works with our local and state and federal partners. However, this grant will allow us to do more.
Wow. So you have money being put toward trying to fight these smash and grabs and these quick get rich schemes that have been going on in San Francisco and all throughout California. But I remember a time where they were asking money to go elsewhere, redirecting funds, even defunding, if you will, right? But of course they'll deny it now that they were chanting defund the police. But I remember a time where they were saying defund the police, and this has led us to where we are today.
We've already staffed up in some of our major retail areas where these types of thefts have been occurring. We've added dedicated personnel. We've added ambassadors. We've increased our foot beats.
We are able to set a new tone in the state of California that this conduct is completely unacceptable and will not be tolerated.
And here's a breakdown of what local cities will get. San Francisco Police received just over $15 million. San Jose and Daly City PD both get about $8 million. San Ramon more than $5 million. Palo Alto will receive nearly $5.2 million. But do you know?
And I'm sure they're going to throw money at the problem, but nothing's going to get done because you really just need law and order, and laws changed. So this is just one hand washing the other pretty much.
You know what city did not get a dime? Well, Oakland. Why? The city and its official missed the deadline to apply for the money, blaming its economic and workforce development department. And now Oakland businesses are getting even more fed up.
It's no joking matter. We're in a very, very dangerous and precarious time for Oakland neighbors and businesses. Public safety is far and away the #1 issue, and to miss something that would bring millions of dollars at a time when we have a budget deficit.
So Oakland is feeling some type of way because they got snubbed on this financial, I guess this financial distribution, right? They got snubbed and they needed a lot, but like I said, I don't think this money is going to help anything. I genuinely believe that they don't want to solve this issue, and this money is just to, maybe pad people's pockets in the government or city council, and have a moral victory, but not necessarily an effective victory that is going to change how things are going down in the city of Oakland and San Francisco and other cities in Chicago.
Of over $300 million.
It's a humble request to the City of Oakland Council members, Oakland City Mayor, please do something. Please take a strong action.
In a statement, the city of Oakland says, obviously this outcome is unacceptable. The city and department are reviewing everything that happened to ensure it does not happen again and will take appropriate action.
Now more than 200 businesses in Oakland, California are going to strike this afternoon. It's in response to the wave of rising crime there. Ryan Dixon is the managing partner of Calavera Mexican Restaurant. He's participating in the strike, and he joins me now. Ryan, thanks for being here. What do you want to come out of this strike?
Well, the point really of the strike today is just to draw the city's attention to act. The crime here has been increasing over the last 6-8 months, a year, and nothing is being done. So for our businesses, for our neighbors, up and down, all throughout the city, We just need something.
So these are business owners who are going on strike, and they said nothing is being done. They've complained about the crime. They've, written letters to their council members and whatnot, made appeals to the mayor, and nothing seems to get the ball rolling on this issue. They don't have a solution because they don't want a solution. They want this to continue for, whatever reason. Maybe in the in the name of diversity, equity, and inclusion, they don't want to have these numbers where they're just rounding up ninjas, pretty much ninjas and illegal aliens. But this is what it's going to start looking like if you really want to tackle this issue authentically.
From the city, and up until now, there's just been no action to address this issue.
Have they made any attempts to contact you and other businesses to find out what you need, what you want?
There has been minimal participation from city leadership, and they have, in the times that they have been engaged with us, there's been a great lack of understanding of what it is actually doing to us as business owners.
So specifically, what would you like them to do? What are they doing wrong that you need them to change?
We need them to do anything. Right now, they aren't doing anything. That's the reason for the strike, is to say we.
So nothing has been done, and we know that this crime has been going on for a long time in Oakland, especially. And that's why I did the video on the black woman who was complaining about stores shutting down in Oakland, because everybody's getting hit from this, right? Everyone's getting hit from this, and now it's reaching up to that white middle class area, and they're trying to get loud about it. They're trying to get politically active about it, but I fear that it's too little, too late.
We need immediate action now. And we have a group of business owners have put together lists of actionable items that the city can do, and there just hasn't been any response.
Like what? What are a couple of those key items on the list?
Police presence, public, it's a wide-ranging issue list of things addressing public safety and public health. Street cleanings, just creating safe neighborhoods, police presence. It just,
and that's what they don't want to do. They don't want to put a whole bunch of cops in these areas because it's going to optically look racist, right? So I don't think that this issue is close to being solved unless we get different leadership, different people in those courthouses, and to say no more.
There right now, nothing is happening.
Yeah.
If you call 911, you barely get a response. If you have a car break-in or what, they tell you to report it online, and then you can't get online to make that report.
Yep, that's exactly what's happening in Atlanta too. Something bad happens to you, report it online.
And and when you're talking about public health, I take it you see a connection between the quality of life issues, people living on the streets, et cetera, taking drugs openly, and the crime.
Yes, but the crime issue is separate than the housing issues. But in combination, it's just creating an environment in Oakland that people don't want to come and do business with us.
Yeah.
So that's the ask, is that the city take definitive action to make Oakland a safer place to be.
Ryan, I know a lot of businesses have left. Have you thought about it, or are you considering it if nothing changes?
For us, it's an issue of keeping our doors open, and that's for our neighbors and for our fellow business people, that with such a decrease in foot traffic and visitors to the city, all of us are just struggling to keep our doors open at this point.
And
I have business friends and neighbors that are all considering closing and leaving the city. That's what the point of the strike is to make the point that if we are not here, we are the heart of Oakland. And if small businesses leave the city, there is no heart left to the city. There's no soul. We are the vibrant, Oakland is an amazing, diverse, beautiful, eclectic community. But if we all leave, then there's, the city implodes.
And you know, what's happening to you and the businesses there in Oakland is happening to dozens of cities around the country. The same sort of complaints that I've heard, no matter where you are, in the Midwest, the East Coast.
As long as it's a Democrat-run city, you're going to run into the same issues. And they don't get it. They still don't get it. This guy will still go and vote for Biden. I can hear it in his voice.
The South, it's happening in too many cities. It has to change. Ryan Dixon, good to see you. Thank you very much. Best of luck to you in Oakland. Appreciate it.
What's good, Shadow Realm? It's your boy Jenquavius Jackson, and y'all already know I'm demonetized and shadow banned in this bitch. So if you want to contribute, go to the Cash App, the PayPal, the GoFundMe, or join the Patreon. Also, don't forget to visit the merch store for all your favorite BGZM News 17 gear, including our exclusive Trump is a Blood t-shirt. Go fast before they sell out. They are already flying off the shelves, no cap. And remember, these Super Gremlins are on demon time.
An Oakland restaurant is considering shutting down after being broken into and robbed 4 times this year alone. Employees have even
4 times this year, and we're in the first week of February.
Resorted to fending off attackers themselves. The city is now offering up some changes in a story you'll see only on 7.
He grabbed the hammer. So he was like, we have to defend.
Employees at Cybelle's Pizza along Fruitvale Avenue in Oakland's Diamond District have resorted to defending themselves after the most recent robbery Friday.
They went into my shop yesterday around 10:30 p.m. They tried to steal the register. Another of my 2 employees, he grabbed the hammer and he threw it to his foot so they can leave. He came into the shop again and they were like trying to catch them. They were very, very brave.
Owner Elizabeth Sanchez says this is just one of 4 break-in robberies at their Oakland location this year.
Every other week or like weekly. Would you like to have some refill?
Elizabeth says the crime in the area is so bad, it's hard to retain workers.
It is just 7 days a week working on it, from the morning to closing.
And she's considering closing the location.
Sales are dropping down because nobody wants to come on. Nobody.
And the Super Gremlins have scared everyone away from the business, which is quite sad and shouldn't be happening at all.
They're scared for their safety. 20% of the sales were worse than the pandemic.
A representative from the mayor's office.
So they were hit by the pandemic, and now the crime issue is so persistent that their sales are worse than when they had to shut the whole business down. That is ridiculous. These Super Gremlins are on demon time.
Office tells me they've been working with Elizabeth and other small business owners in the area on strengthening security.
Chantal and then the chief Mendoza, she said that they're working on it. They're working so they can have a budget for the Diamond District and the Laurel District, so they can have security, more security for the 7 days a week.
Elizabeth hopes it's a promise the city will keep on behalf of not just Cybelle's.
All the business owners need help. In-N-Out, Denny's, those are the big change. They're closing down. What about us, the small business? Where we at?
For now, as she works from the San Francisco location of Cybelle's, she and her remaining employees are hanging on in hope.
So as you guys can see, this is a minority-owned business, and it doesn't seem to matter. These Super Gremlins, these Burrito Gremlins, they hitting up everybody. And if you still open, they're going to hit you too.
Oakland will one day prosper again.
For me, as an immigrant, this was the American dream. The American dream. But now, where is it?
Mayor Tao's office also tells me they recently granted 2 small businesses $25,000 for repairs from their facade and tenant improvement program. They say they'll work with Cybelle's on providing some kind of funding as well.
A man trying to rob a pizza restaurant in Oakland got more than he bargained for when workers fought back.
Our crime reporter Henry Lee is here now after speaking with the owner about her employees taking matters into their own hands. Henry.
Mike. And guys, doing this is very dangerous because they'll charge you with a crime. Remember we saw that in that New York bodega when the man was defending himself against the super sister Gremlin and her Thug Max Alpha Simp boyfriend. You know, we saw it in the New York subways. We're seeing it everywhere, guys, where if you defend yourself, you actually end up getting charged with a crime, and these robbers and these thieves, they don't get punished at all. So this is very backwards. We've never been living in a time like this before, and everything is topsy-turvy. It is a clown world show. You know, up is down, men are women, women are men, and you know, crime is being an upstanding good Samaritan. And people who defend themselves against crime are the criminals in this society. And it's absolutely so crazy right now and upsetting. But I am happy for these pizzeria owners who did defend their business, because I always say, hey man, you got to fight these super gremlins off, bro, because if you don't, they'll come and take everything that you got.
And Julie, these workers were just fed up and angry. They'd already been robbed 3 times since the new year, and they had had enough. Workers at Cybelle's Pizza in Oakland's Diamond District taking a stand against a masked robber.
It's just unbelievable. They have the courage to do this. They have to fight against them.
Cybelle's owner, Elizabeth Sanchez, says it happened at the restaurant at Fruitvale MacArthur at about 10:30 Friday night.
And she got to be careful, because these people will come and delete you too.
After initially leaping over the counter, the robber is repelled by a worker who then reaches underneath the counter to grab a hammer. That seems to scare the intruder away. But within moments, the guy returns. As the worker calls 911 and brandishes the hammer, the man reaches for the cash register. The two struggle over the register, and that's when you see a green recycling bin being hurled in the robber's direction by the cook.
They were using whatever they have on hands. They were trying to help either the cashier, because he was like, we don't want to leave him alone.
Sanchez says the two hold the robber at bay, and the intruder gives up without taking anything. This is now the 4th time robbers have targeted the pizzeria since January. In each of the earlier cases, robbers took off with the cash register or the safe.
Wow.
And after each incident, workers have had to deal with the damage and the trauma of being robbed. Sanchez and her staff work 7 days a week with no days off. She's frustrated and worries that she might have to close.
As an immigrant, as a Mexican, this is my American dream, but where it's going, like, I believe it's going to the trash now.
I completely understand the sentiment deeply of...
Oh my God, you know she woke. Guys, you guys elected these wokesters in here who demanded the defunding of the police, who demanded to make your cities less safe, who demanded to open up the floodgates for the homeless and intercourse workers and all this kind of stuff. And this is the result of it. So you're starting to see people say, hey man, things aren't right. Things aren't how they used to be, especially before the CV. And I hope that they're changing the way that they're going to be voting, but I genuinely believe that they still need that wake-up call, that real wake-up call. And I'm afraid that, man, it's going to have to be so drastic that it's going to be a life-changing situation. Because they release so many prisoners, you know. It's a catch and release policy at the jails for crimes like this, especially if they aren't successful. They're just getting released back onto the streets. These super gremlins are on demon time.
Wanting to take things into your own hands.
Oakland City Council member Janani Ramachandran represents the Diamond District. She says she's trying to get community safety ambassadors and more foot patrols in the area.
We need more hours, more coverage if we're really going to make this a priority, and the city's not, just going to say we care, but actually put in money and resources to make sure that we're supporting these businesses.
Oakland police have long said they can't fight crime alone. Merchants are saying the same exact thing. Mike.
Henry Lee, live tonight in the newsroom. Henry, thank you for that. The recent storm.
Gang violence and other kind of violence. So it is what it is.